All right, video on equations of a circle. So we got our standard form up here. X minus h squared, y minus k squared equals r squared. As you can see, I have this pre-made, pre-typed out. The x minus and the y minus are always going to be there. You just have to put in h, k, and r. So no matter what type of information I give you about a circle, you're going to have to be able just to write its equation. It's all about the center of a circle and the radius of a circle. So our first one here is a center of 5 and 3. Your first center, the first number is h, second number is k. H goes behind x. So I'm just going to put a 5 in here. K goes behind y. So I will put a y here, or a 3 here. And this is supposed to be radius squared. So r2 squared is 4. Hope that's pretty easy. So we got a -1 on this next one. Okay, so when I put a -1 in here, this does change. That minus is supposed to be there, so I'm going to change this to x plus 1. Put your 7 in, and then 14 squared. Pretty sure that's, yeah, 196. All right. -2 goes in, so this becomes +2. -11 goes in to make this +11. The diameter is 18. Be careful. You need the radius. Radius is half of that. So this needs to be 9 squared. All right. So now we'll have x and a 0, a 9. Diameter is 32. Radius is 16. 16 squared. 256. All right, let's copy this again. -4 becomes +4. 0. And if you have a square root, so you're supposed to square this, the square root symbol and the square cancel out. They undo each other. So now what's left is a 47. Just like this one, that equals, I'll have x minus 15 plus y plus 6. And then square the radius of square root of 158. They cancel out, so you'd have a 158 out here. All right, so pretty simple with a circle, the center. So all you need is the center. If I don't give you the center, what you could do is draw a line across west-east, draw a line across north-south, and the center is where they cross. So if the center is not there, that's all you have to do is draw 2 straight lines where they intersect is the circle, and you created 2 diameters and 4 radii. So you can easily see the center there. So if that point wasn't there, I'd say the center's here. So all you need is, looks like 1, 2, 3, -2. So 3, -2. That makes this a 3 here and a -2 here, which becomes plus. The radius is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be 5 squared. So I hope that's pretty easy. Same exact thing. Just I gave it to you as a picture. All right, write an equation if you're given a circumference or an area. All right, So center, -1, 4, the same information. This becomes a -1 here, changes to plus. 4, put that in there. So it's at y minus 4. Circumference is 6 pi. Circumference is the diameter times pi. So all you would need to do is divide this 6 by 2. Divide the 6 by 2 is 3. And then square it, because that's what the formula says. Remember, the formula says radius squared. All right, so this would be a -9 behind the x, be a -12 behind the y. So it'd be y minus 12, x minus 9 plus y minus 12 equals. Take half 17, divide that by 2, 8.5 squared. 8.5 squared. And you get 72.25 here. All right, so area. So -8 goes in, now it's a +8. -11 goes in as a +11, you just switch the sign basically. This is already radius squared. Okay, and you need radius squared because area is pi r squared. This is already r squared. So if it gives you an area, just take the number. Because it's already, that's the formula, radius squared is already in there. 361 should be in your equation again because it's already radius squared. So it'd be a x minus 2 plus y plus 2 equals 361. All right, on the next page, we're going to go backwards here. So what would your center be given this information? Just change the signs, 5 and 1. And your radius would be the square root of that because it's squared. So it would be square root of 64 is 8. This would be -7, changing the signs. And +2 would be my center. Take the square root of 324. And I'd get 18. So the radius is 18. They want the diameter. So it's not 18. It's 18 times 2. So the diameter is 36. So be careful there. Make sure you read what it wants. If it wants the diameter, you got to take your radius times 2. Center here is 0. And -10. So x and x plus 0 squared is the same thing. All right, so if you have x squared, these are the same thing. So it's, if there's no number there, it's a 0. I didn't show you that on the previous one. So here I'm showing you now. So if x is squared, that really means a 0. And you can't change the sign of 0. So square root of 42.25. 6.5, you got to times it by 2 because it wants a diameter. This is 13. Center is 611. 611. Radius is a square root of 58. 7.61 will be fine, approximately. All right, there you are. So there's writing it backwards. Just change the signs, take the square root of that number, and then figure out if it needs your radius or diameter. Graphing's pretty easy. Change the sign so the center is -4 and -2. So my center is -4, -2. Radius, it has to be a square root of 2, so the radius here is 2. All I do is I go in each direction twice, or each direction 2. Yeah, so twice. So this way 2, west 2, south 2, north 2, and I do my best to make it a circle. Center here is -1, -1. So -1, -1. Radius is the square root of 16, so the radius is 4. So I go each way 4 times. 4 times. And then try to do your best to draw a circle. Oh, that wasn't that good, but it is what it is. So here we will have a decimal here. So center is -2, +1. Square root of 22 is 4.69. Yeah, it's not going to be perfect. So I'm just going to go over 4 and then try to go like 2/3 of the way. Go to the west 4 times and then 2/3 of the way. Up 4, 2/3 of the way. Down 4, 2/3 of the way. So yeah, just do your best if it's a decimal. Oh man. All right. There's that.